So we left Damascus. It was a great zero. Lady Di's place is amazing. I highly recommend that if you are taking a day off or just stopping in Damascus, to stay there. She's awesome. She thru-hiked in 2019. Breakfast is like top notch. And it's just a really relaxing and nice environment. I'm back out on the trail today. I have done 9.5, so I'm just stopping for a quick lunch. So I thought I'd show you even though I already ate. So lunch today was one of these cheese squares. They come in a bag, individually wrapped, and they're like a sharp cheddar, so they hold for a couple days even though it is getting a little warmer. And then I have tortillas. I just put them in a plastic bag. So I had a tortilla, loaded it up with a ton of Jif. And then I was still hungry, so I've been munching on barbecue Fritos. So it's not super fancy. I am stoveless and most people don't cook lunch anyway, but I'm not even really cold soaking anymore. I'm just doing a ton of tortillas. So far that's working for me. Typically when I leave town, I'll pack out a sub or something. Today I just didn't do that because yesterday the only thing open in Damascus was Subway and I was just Subwayed out. But yeah, this is like a pretty typical normal lunch for me. I decided to keep going. The group that I've been hiking with for like the last 250 miles or so stopped about 4.5 miles back. So they're doing a 16 today and a 13 tomorrow. And I loved hiking with them and hanging out with them. I think they're gonna catch up, but I just kind of wanna be doing a little bit more right now. So I'm hiking on ahead. I know some people up ahead of me and some people behind. I'm alone at this point, which isn't my favorite, but yeah, just trying to get through the climb and end the day. It looks like it's gonna be an accidental 22 miles because I couldn't stop, couldn't find a campsite in the last 4. So there's a designated campsite less than 2 miles up ahead. So just trying to get there and I am exhausted. So I hope there's a nice view up ahead and then I am just gonna pass out. Good morning. It's a super sunny morning here in Virginia and I'm about 2.5 miles into my hike. Don't really have a plan for today, but I'm very excited because today I will hit mile 500 and I'll get to see the wild ponies in Grayson Highlands, so can't wait. It was also a really good start to the day because I just walked past a trash can that I didn't know was gonna be there, and I had a Carnation instant breakfast powdered milk packet like explode all over my bag. So I got that all cleaned up, sorted out, and thrown away, and on with the day. This dude is, oh, he's scratching himself. I love it. I'm not even to Grayson Highlands yet. I'm just stopping at the last shelter and I have already got 3 ponies. This is gonna be a great day. Just finishing for the day. 22.3 was the total. So I'm actually gonna make it into Marion a day early tomorrow and probably spend the night so I can resupply in the morning. I still have like almost 20 tomorrow, so I don't know that I'll be able to get everything done I need to do tomorrow night. But feeling good. It was a great day. Took lots of breaks to see the ponies, have snacks, and so even though it's kind of late, it's 7 now, feeling pretty good. My plan for today is to make it 19 miles. That's where the road is to get into Marion, so I can do a resupply there. They seem to have everything, you know, like Walmart, Dollar General, Food City, tons of options. And there's also a shelter right there by the road, Partnership Shelter. And because it's right by the road, you can get pizza delivered there. So even though I'm probably going into town either tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm still gonna camp at the shelter since I only left Damascus 2 days ago, or I've only slept out 2 times since Damascus. Yeah, and I think that will be pretty fun. So makes me wanna walk a little faster today, knowing that there's pizza at the end of it and probably won't go to sleep as hungry as usual. Wow, this is a great sign. It is Saturday, May 22nd. So yeah, dessert. I just have to figure out where this is. AT Hiker Ministry, VA 672. All right, I'm going. I have just been hustling along laughing to myself because in the first hour of the day, I only did 1.9 miles. And in the last 2 hours and 45 minutes, I've done 8.5, and all that changed was that I saw a sign about food. So almost there. Literally can't wait for lunch. Here and all set up at the shelter that begins with P. I can't remember what it's called. So after all the trail magic today, which was amazing, I followed the signs. They picked us up at the road, shuttled us to the church, had their whole rec room full with all kinds of treats. I had 2 huge plates of food. I'll put them in the video. And then after hanging out there and talking to Sherry and Jerry, the couple that made it all happen, and seeing tons of other hikers, I got back out on trail to hike my 8.5 to the shelter. And some guy in a truck just literally threw like an ice cream sandwich at me. So I ate that too while hiking, and do not have space for pizza tonight, and literally just got more trail magic, a cookie and an apple. So I'm not going into Marion to resupply. I have enough to make it like a day, day and a half because of all the trail magic at the church and stuff that I was able to pack out. And yeah, it was just an awesome day, and I'm in a food coma. Trying to do 24.4 today. There's a hostel that far up where I was hoping I could just spend the night, do some laundry, shower, and they also have a small resupply. If I can make it there, that should take me all the way to Pearisburg in about 4 days if I can keep doing 20s. And in Pearisburg, I have insoles and new shoes coming, so it would be, you know, I could get there in 5 days too. That would also be fine, but the sooner I get there, the sooner hopefully I'll make my feet a little more comfortable. It's crazy how quickly you go through shoes, but definitely notice a difference already from when I started with these to now, and so I can imagine in another 100 miles I'll be really ready for a new pair of shoes. So onward with the day. About 11.5 miles into the day and coming up to Atkins, Virginia, which I thought was like a couple miles off the trail, but I'm actually gonna walk right through it. So hopefully gonna get some lunch and a little bit of resupply here, and then just get whatever's left over at the hostel coming up on this restaurant called The Barn. I just hope it's open because we've had bad luck on Sundays in the South. but hopefully gonna get a nice big meal. So it's closed. I think it's supposed to be open Sundays, but there's like a special event. So there's a gas station across the street and it looks like it's got a Mexican restaurant attached to it, which is like just as good. So headed over there now. Back on the trail after a huge lunch, I walked into the Mexican restaurant and actually knew someone in there, so we had lunch together. That was fun. I had chimichangas and a ton of Sierra Mist. So hopefully that helps me power through these next 12.8. And I need some water because I ate a ton of salt. So that's a mile away. And also I'm having a problem because I broke my water squeeze bag. It's like a Hydra Pack bag and it's leaking. So I have to squeeze from smart water bottle to smart water bottle, which many people do by choice. I think is super annoying. But it looks like I'll be doing that for the next week or so until I can get into an outfitter and get another squeeze bag. So, yeah, onward. Just past the quarter of the way to main sign. It's crazy because I think I thought by now I would feel like I've totally got this and every day is still super touch and go. But yeah, I mean, you think about, like, you see pictures of the sign, you get here, it's pretty awesome. There have been a couple of these like actual ladders today, and it's the last thing you want to do after 22 miles, believe me. Good morning, just taking off from Bear Hiker Hostel. It's just after 9, so a little bit of a later start for me, but I was editing YouTube videos. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough to upload, but at least that will make it easier for me when I'm in the next town. Bear Garden Hostel was very nice, but just like one complaint is that they only have one shower and one washer for your clothes. So if your main goal for going there, which mine was, is to, you know, like get clean and do laundry, it's probably not your best stop. I ended up waiting till like 10 p.m. for the washer and shared with like a bunch of other hikers. So just keep that in mind if you are going there. But other than that, you know, there were lots of people there. The owners are very nice. They have cereal and toast and jam for breakfast. So I got to do what I needed to do, and back to the trail. About 5 miles in for the day, and have a 22,000 foot climb coming up over like 4.5 miles. So haven't had a climb like that for a while. Since being in Virginia, it's been pretty easy going. So it's hot, I'm doing it in the middle of the day, but excited to get that out of the way and then just walk the ridge line, hopefully for the next like 5 to 10 miles after that. The day was really tough. It was 22 miles, but I thought after my morning climb that the elevation looked pretty flat. It was like a net even section, but it was up and down, all rock. So I was moving 2 miles an hour. It was a really long day. Got to camp at 7:45 and just passed out. So sometimes gut hook can be a little misleading. Just left land and am back on trail. Had a burger and some ice cream there. It was really good. I was planning to fill up all my water at Helvey Mill Shelter because we've been going through lots of segments with no water for like 7 to 11 miles. So get to this shelter, it's the last place to get water for the next 9 miles, and realize that the shelter is 0.3 off the trail and the water is another 0.3 down switchbacks behind that. So adding 1.2 miles to my day. So I'm like, okay, I have to get water, take off my pack, leave it up at the trail, walk back here, and literally it just started raining. I have no raincoat. Fortunately it's hot, but like this is just the perfect storm. Almost back up to the shelter with my water. The rain stopped. So I've got about a mile of unnecessary walking done and a quarter mile to go. I think I'm gonna change my plan for today based on this. This was like a pretty tough hike within a hike. Still not back to my pack. Rain is back. This whole event has been pretty demoralizing. I think it's been like 45 minutes and a fly flew up my nose, so it's just been a rough hour all around. Another one. This is the coolest one yet. It's 8:02, just getting to the shelter for the night. It's been a super long day. 23.1 miles, but actually 24.3 because I had to walk to that water source. So I'm going to eat and pass out. Pretty far into a long day. I left Jenny Knob's shelter this morning and hiked to Dismal Falls, where I washed out my shirt in the water, put my feet in. I didn't swim, it was a little bit cold and it wasn't sunny, but now I kind of wish I had. And just had like a nice long rest there. And then after that, I've hiked about 7 miles, making my way up, I think, to like Sugarloaf Mountain or something like that. I'm gonna camp up there tonight, so I have about 3 miles to go. I'm gonna get water at like this tiny little trickle of a stream here. Carry that up to 3 miles, sleep, and then I have 6 miles, or no, that's not right. I have 4 more miles in the morning until I hit water again. So I do need to conserve. I can only carry 1.4 liters right now because my liter squeeze bag broke. It was like a Hydro Pack bag. It's actually leak guaranteed. I don't think you're supposed to be using it as a squeeze bag though. So I do have to be careful. I'm gonna drink a ton of water now. I don't think it's gonna be unsafe, but just annoying not to have that bag when we've been in this stretch where there are tons of, 7, 9, 11 mile carries without water. Done with the climb and up at the Milburn Valley Lookout. It's so beautiful up here. I was actually feeling pretty down just about my water situation and maybe like worried and stressed out. It's been a couple of really long days, but views like this, especially when they're a surprise, make it worth it. All set up in my tent for the night. I am actually solo camping for the first time tonight. I am up just before Sugar Run Mountain and just felt I could not make it to the next shelter. So staying here for the night, I actually thought that this would be a bigger campsite and there would be more people here, but it's just me. So far, I feel oddly okay with it. It's been quiet and I really just need a good night's sleep. I had just a tough day, so many bugs, it was super hot, there wasn't a ton of water. I don't think I was eating enough. So honestly, I'm just like happy to be in my tent and feeling a little bit clean. But yeah, hope the night goes well. I knew that this would happen eventually, and it seems like this is an okay, as good a spot as any.